Alright, it's Sammy Jacks. Today we're going to take a look at a piece of retail history. This is a store called STEIN MART. This particular location opened, what is it, about 30 years ago? It was about 30 years ago. And before this was a STEIN MART, it was actually a Publix that was built probably in the late mid-70s, and it had terrazzo tile, and it was just really old inside. A smaller Publix. So, a little bit of background, and it did have the marble outside, and the tile paintings and all that is now gone. So this is going to be a STEIN MART. It's closing in 2 weeks. I guess the whole chain is closing probably in the next couple weeks, if that's news to you. Sorry. So, especially if you work there. If you didn't know that, it's closing. It's in liquidation.
And it's sad.
It is sad. And this is my mom's favorite store. So this is like the third time we've been here in 6 weeks. Why is this your favorite store?
Because it's different.
Because it's different. Okay. So it's just like Bell's.
They have things that other people don't have.
It's just like Bell's. If you don't know what Bell's is,
like
Burke's Outlet, Bell's Outlet. Same store.
It
all right.
is not like Bell's.
So, and with the coronavirus, everything is cratering and closing. Things are changing. People are going online more than ever. So let's go see what it was like to shop in a STEIN MART in liquidation in October 2020. So my first observations today in this store, it was hot. There was no air conditioning whatsoever. I know the store's closing, they're trying to save money, but we're in a pandemic. It was hot. And a lot of people were taking off their masks because it was so hot. A few people didn't even have masks. So right now we're in a pandemic. Maybe when you're watching this, we're out of the pandemic. But right now we're in a pandemic and people were hot. And it was uncomfortable to shop. In fact, I think people are going to spend less money in a store that's liquidating if it's hot. It's not good for the people that work there either. So STEIN MART was founded in 1908, over 100 years ago. Started out in a place called Greenville, Mississippi, and I'm not sure where that is. I checked, and they still have a store open in Greenville, Mississippi, which is also closing. I'm not sure if they're liquidating yet, but they are also closing. And the one thing I noticed here, they have a lot of merchandise, and a lot of it says new arrivals. Those new arrivals is a lot of merchandise that STEIN MART never carried in the first place. I'm not sure which liquidation company they're using, but it appears that the liquidator or the liquidation company is bringing in a lot of merchandise to get rid of that this particular chain never carried in the first place. They've got a lot of racks and stuff for sale. A lot of that stuff they're never going to sell. And if you're interested in buying that, my tip to you is to go the last day and make a lowball offer, and it'll be yours for next to nothing, virtually free. So this store moved into a former Publix. You can kind of see the tray ceiling, the way it's shaped. That's the same way the Publix ceiling was shaped. On the right side when you walked in, I believe there was the deli and the bakery, and it's pretty much the same shape. All those departments are obviously gone. But the soul of the building is the same building that Publix was once in. And it was a very old Publix. 1970s style. I clearly remember that Publix. They built a new one in the plaza next door. Lots of empty space in here now. It's quite sad. It's the end of the road for this chain. And I'm not sure how many more times we're going to see this moving forward in America. But fewer and fewer people are going out shopping, and more people are losing their jobs. And this is a prime example. These people are losing their jobs. It's sad. And hopefully the economy turns around soon, but we'll see. And you can see the ceiling right there. That was the center of the Publix grocery store. And I think an irony to this store is that it's become pretty much a cookie cutter shape for a lot of other stores in the same era. You go to Kohl's, Belk's, Bell's, they're all basically the same cookie cutter format. There is no difference. The only difference is pretty much the customer service you get, the return policies, and the websites that they offer. So, retail is, I don't know. Retail might be going bye-bye, as we knew it. It already has. I guarantee that most of you have the Amazon app on your cell phone, and that's where a lot of us do our shopping now. It's a sad, but it's convenient fact of life right now. There's just miles and miles of these racks in here. I just can't imagine that they're going to get much money for these. But you know what? That's the cost of doing business. They paid for themselves already, I would imagine, and now they're just trash. So this is the shoe department. Plenty of shoes. For a store that's got 2 weeks left before it closes, there are a lot of shoes in here. A lot more than you'd expect to see in a store that's closing. But they keep filling it full of merchandise, so what do you know? Another thing that makes the store seem a little bit quiet and gives it an eerie feeling, there was no music playing through the speakers. There was absolutely no music. So along with no air conditioning, they canceled the music service. So it was hot and it was quiet. Not such a nice feeling for a shopping environment. Yeah, look at all these shoes. For a store that's closing, way too many shoes left. And they're all ugly. I think the store primarily focused on the salt and pepper crowd, you know, the older folks, old geezers, as my mom likes to say. So, you know, there were some kids stuff too, like this, but primarily old geezers, or old people, whatever you like to call them. I mean, I'm getting older, we're all gonna be old geezers one day, so it's okay to say that, I think. Here's some racks, shopping carts for sale. Basically, I don't know what they're gonna get rid of, but there's so much garbage. Lots of Christmas stuff. Just tons of odds and ends. I wonder what's in those closets. There's probably like a stock room back there. I hope it's empty at this point. So I've liquidated stores before, and I know that from a business standpoint, the most important thing to do is have a sense of urgency and get rid of everything. So it looks like they're doing a good job getting rid of everything, but it just doesn't seem like there's a sense of urgency. I looked around and, you know, there's employees sitting around talking to people. It's not like anyone's organizing the store or anything that would help get rid of the stuff in the store. And the weird thing is there's a lot of new stock, and I just can't wrap my head around that. I know the liquidators want to get rid of stuff and make a big profit. There's so much merchandise that a STEIN MART shopper would never look for in the store. So I'm thinking the liquidation is probably going to bring in a lot of people that have never shopped here before. They're going to find some stuff and be like, wow, this store was pretty good. But I never liked this store. I honestly felt that it was expensive and it didn't have anything I ever wanted. I don't think I ever bought anything here. I did buy something today, but that's really irrelevant because it's the first thing I ever bought from here. So this is what it was like to shop in a STEIN MART store that was in liquidation in October 2020. I hope you're enjoying it so far. And this is day number 3 of Vlogtober Fest. I hope you're enjoying it. We're gonna have another vlog tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but we will do something tomorrow. The only item I bought today, Dizzy Dog. You stick a hot dog in the middle, you move the little wheel in the middle, and it spirals your hot dog. I don't know why. I thought it was cool, and it was like $1. I bought that. It might be garbage. It probably is. As long as I don't end up with a razor blade on my hot dog, I'm good with that. So, a lot of garbage in this store. A lot of knickknacks that, I don't know, who needs this stuff? Seriously, and who's gonna buy those racks? This is the men's department. Look at the colors of the clothes. I mean, they look 1970s almost. It's getting lots of empty space there. Goodbye, STEIN MART. I know my mall will miss you, but something will replace you. There will be another retailer that comes around eventually. Okay, so that was STEIN MART in the year 2020 before it closed. This is like a 100-year-old chain, and that's it. I noticed you didn't sanitize your hands. Sanitize your hands. So, they've got a lot of new stuff in that STEIN MART would not regularly sell, like basketballs, kids' pictures, things like that. they never carried, but now they do. And it's like the liquidator brought in all this cheap Chinese crap. Not stuff they would regularly sell, but they have now. Anyways, that's STEIN MART. It's retail history recorded right here on YouTube for the next, I don't know, 25 years until something comes along and eats YouTube. Alright guys, I'm Sammy Jacks. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't die unless you have to. Subscribe. See you later. Sin parar, 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 sin parar.